I put out a poll asking the community what their favorite skins for every Toon in Dandy's World were, and over 1,500 of you responded, and these are the results. Stick around to find out the community's favorite skins for every Toon, and stay till the end for the community's favorite Toon design, twisted design skin pack, and favorite skin in Dandy's World. Before we start, please keep in mind that I excluded vintage skins from this ranking, and that even if your favorite skin received a low amount of votes, there's nothing wrong with liking it. Every skin has their fan, and every Toon has their fan, and if you want to help the channel out, comment down below who you think will win the best community voted skin. That'd be cool. Let's start off with the non-main, non-holiday Toons. It's no surprise to me that Showtime Blot won out his poll with 36% of the votes, followed by Sanguine Silence in second and Chili Penguin in third. Cozy Pink honestly got less votes than I expected, but more than his default appearance in last. Boxton's Cloudy Dream takes first place with almost 40% of the votes, which, considering the quality of Boxton skins overall, doesn't shock me. Creepy Cord comes in second, with the remaining 3 skins being incredibly close in votes. His default appearance actually got more votes than Quiet Caroler, and Passionate Wisteria barely beat out his default appearance. All 3 are kinda, sorta, a little bit ugly, so it makes sense. Between Antique Shade and Cozy Lighting, Antique Shade barely wins out with 50% of the votes compared to Cozy Lighting's 46%, both of which are much better than Brightney's default design, which only received 3% of the votes. Despite the skin she's been given since her release, the skin she released with, Gloomy Sleeper, is Brush's top skin with 35% of the votes, closely followed by Autumn Palette with Figure Painter in third. This is yet another case where the default design beats out a skin, with the Unpleasant Gradient taking last place. Out of all of the holiday event skins given to Connie, along with one in the shop late last year, her Easter event skin, Lilac Haunting, wins out with 32% of the votes, followed by her Christmas Past and Ghastly Glow skins, which I'm honestly surprised got more votes than her other 2 skins. Cosmo's most expensive skin, Desertful Scientist, takes the cake here, with 44% of the votes, which I definitely agree with. It and Berry Beast are one of my personal favorite matching skin sets in the game. Just look at his stupid smug smirk. Berry Roll and Snowtime were extremely close in votes, with Berry Roll ultimately taking second and Snowtime taking third place. Funnily enough, Cosmo had one of the lowest placing default designs, with only 14 people, or 0.9%, saying it's their favorite Cosmo look. I don't know if this is more of a testament to his awkward face design, or how great of a skin collection he has. Finn's most expensive skin, Ice Fisher, also takes the top spot here, with again, 44% of the votes. I'm kinda surprised it didn't do better, honestly, but it seems as though people still love Prismatic Pal, landing in second with 35% of the votes. Tacky Sweater, of course, coming in third. One Christmas event skin that did absolutely demolish its poll, however, was Flutter's Frosty Fluff, with 61% of Flutter votes. Vivid Monarch beats out her base design with 29% of the votes for second. Gigi's 2 skins were very close in votes, which I can't say I'm surprised. They're pretty similar in color palette and ultimately don't do much with Gigi's base design. Snowball Fight wins it out though with 46% of the votes. Glisten's Crimson Imp wins out with nearly 50% of his votes, but that's not the results that surprised me. Sparkling Snow ended up in second, while Wrapped Cheek actually beat Cozy Sweater by 2.
One vote, not 2, I can't read.
I expected Cozy Sweater to be higher with how similar it is to Sparkling Snow, but alas. Fun Party Goer has been found dead, as Neapolitan Goob wins favorite Goob skin by 54% of the votes. Fun Party Goer still has second place claimed, however, with Special Spaghetti in third. There is not a Toon with more than 1 skin that absolutely sweep its competition like Showtime Louie. And this, my viewers, is the correct answers. Opinions can't be fact, well they are now. Showtime Louie is my favorite skin in the game, and it's just a better take on Louie's base design as a whole, so this, along with it being part of a skin pack, definitely gave it the edge. Dapperly Festive comes in second, followed by Marching Band in third. I must not know the community as well as I thought, because I thought Double Bubble would easily sweep this poll, but Picnic Outing actually wins for Poppy's best skin by 34% of the votes, followed by Double Bubble and Confident Caroler. Another Showtime sweep by another skin that vastly improves on a character's base design, or maybe it's just because the rest of his skins don't stand out as much. With 57% of the votes, Showtime Razzle and Dazzle wins its poll, followed by Matcha Morning, and to my surprise, Gift Wrap and Ribbons. Even with 2 additional Christmas skins under his belt, nothing is beating Alpha Sleeper Roger for his best skin, at least not for now. It won out with 44% of the votes, with List Maker in second. I will say, however, that I am shocked Ebony Detective actually beat out Festive Detective for 3rd spot here. I always thought it felt pretty incomplete as a skin. The other Craft Siblings new skin also beats out its previous 2, with Rainbow Sherbet taking 38% of the votes for Scraps, followed by Pastel Paper, then Cutesy Calico. Shrimpo has a lot of strong skins to choose from, but it's Fairy Godmother that ended up being your favorite with 36% of the votes, followed by Dark Spikes and Bundled Up. Part of me is shocked Grumpy Bear didn't end up higher, but I might be slightly biased. Tegan's Purple Elegance actually received slightly over 50% of the votes for favorite Tegan skin, with her default beating out Shining Wreath. Good, Shining Wreath is ugly. I'm sorry to all Shining Wreath fans. If I had a nickel for every Toon with a purple first skin that beat out their default and Christmas skin, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird it's happened twice. Lavender Maid wins Best Tisha skin with 59.5% of the votes, followed by Winter Mint and then Default. To the 0.5% of people who voted Toodle's default appearance, I'm so sorry. Dog Plush Onesie wins by nearly 60% of the votes, which is once again the correct answer, thank you kind viewers, but is then followed by Candy Critter and Junior Detective. I expected Junior Detective to receive more votes, honestly, but I guess nothing can beat those onesie skins. Rounding out the regular Toon lineup, we have Yada. Excluding Infected Candy, her Bast skin lineup was pretty evenly spread in votes. It's Showtime that took the top spot, however, followed by Colorful April and Choco Cones. Choco Cones, Blossom Buddy, and Guess What I Eat were all extremely close in votes, with only a few deciding their spots. That's all for the regular Toon lineup. Have any results surprised you so far? If not, trust me, some of the next ones might. For holiday Toons, we start out with Coco. It's no surprise to me that her default appearance beat out her only skin, Spring Outing, by such a wide margin. Flight Spring Sky also beat out his default appearance by a large but similar margin. Eggson, however, was much closer in votes, with his default skin barely beating out Painted Patterns by a 51% lead. Bassie actually had the skin with the highest vote percentage between individual Toons, with her Belle Basket skin beating her default appearance by 75%. Eclipse is up next, with her Howling Moonstone skin sweeping with nearly half the votes at 48%, followed by Little Red and finally Full Moon. This result is what I was expecting, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I didn't think Howling Moonstone would have been so dominant. Sylvester's Haunted Flame is one I definitely expected to dominate compared to his other 2 designs, which it did with 52% of the votes. Sylvester also has one of the only default designs that beat out a skin in votes, with his default design taking 2nd place in comparison to Gourd Guard. Rebecca's Skelikitty takes this top spot with 44% of the votes, with Haunted Topic at 35%. Gordy's most expensive skins, and one of the best skins in that price range, Lost Prince, took 1st place with 50% of the votes, followed by Midnight Sleeper and Crinkling Leaves. I thought Lost Prince would have more votes in all honesty, but people love their pajama skins. What they didn't love was Fresh Fall, which is another skin with less votes than the default appearance. Cole's Snowtime skin takes 1st place with 42% of the votes, followed by Golden Dust and Pretty Present. The order of skins here doesn't surprise me, none of them are bad, but the more boring they are, the less votes they received. Ginger's New Year's and Snowtime skins were incredibly close, with New Year's taking the edge by 37% as opposed to Snowtime's 34%. Sugar Cookie falls into 3rd place, with Golden Cookie and Minty Pine being much closer than I would have thought, especially for the hate I've seen for Minty Pine. Rudy has another Snowtime skin taking the top spot with 40% of the votes, and Golden Antlers in 2nd. Bluebell took 3rd place over Holly Jolly despite simpler appearance. I blame Holly Jolly's eye-burning colors, I'm sorry. To round out the holiday Toon lineup, we have Bobette, and despite it not being my favorite of her skins, I'm shocked to see Snowtime lose out to Hot Chocolate by about 5%. Hot Chocolate received 36% of the votes, with Snowtime falling in 2nd with 31%. Holly Lace falls into 3rd place, and Bobette's default design actually received more votes than Eve Sleeper. That's all for the holiday Toons. All that remain now for skins by Toon is the mains and lethals. 1% of people voted Astro's base design, I'm sorry. In comparison, the skin that's practically an improved version of Astro's base design, North Star, absolutely swept the votes, with 56% out of Astro's 6 designs listed here. Bedtime Bear took second place, with Scarlet Knight taking third. Pebble's skin votes were much more evenly split. Startime ended up in first with 29% of the votes, followed by Served Eggy and Extra Cheese. It's no surprise to me that the food skins landed so high. I almost didn't expect the only Startime skin in first to beat them. Once again, to the 10 people, the 0.7% who voted Shelly's base design, which I think is excellent, but definitely cannot hold up to her skins. I am so sorry. Despite being one of the Toons with the most skins in Dandy's World, her first skin, Dino Snore, the one that makes her the dinosaur Toon, watch my Shelly character analysis, wins with 27% of the votes. Cheer Bear in second was very close though, with Violet Caster in third. Remember what I said about the Halloween Sprout and Cosmo skins being one of the best sets of matching skins? Well, it seems like people agree, as Berry Beast is the skin that won out with 35% of the votes and gave Sprout a tail. Choco Berry comes in second, followed by Star Time, though Salted Caramel was extremely close. After sweeping 4 poll results, you've probably expected this. Showtime V, with 41%, was voted her best skin, to which I agree. They actually put her in a suit and gave her clothes. They should have done this from the start. Zapped Creation gets second, followed by Cosmic Signal, the OG V Space skin beating out Startime. Dial's default appearance beat out his holiday appearance by 62%, while Dandy's results were much closer. Holiday barely edges it out with 52%, but I didn't think they'd be this close. And there you have it. The community's favorite skin for every Toon in Dandy's World, as of February 2026 at least. Sorry, Squirm. But what about the community's favorite skin, period? Before we get to that, we have a few other results to go through. To the surprise of what should be no one, Showtime won out Best Skin Pass with 55% of the votes. Every single Showtime skin won Best Skin for their Toon, so there's no shock that this ended up in first. Snowtime landed in second, with Startime in last, which is truly a testament to how much better the team has gotten at designing skins as the game has gone on. But what about skin collections? Which Toon has the best skin set? Well, that goes to Yada, known for her absolute greed despite how new she is compared to the other Toons with a ton of skins, and this is well deserved. She only has one skin I'd really consider bad, but isn't enough to bring the whole set down. Shelly landed in second, which also wasn't a surprise to me. All of her skins are great evolutions of her base design in one way or another, even if some stand out less than others. I feel the same way about Astro, who landed in third. To the one Eggson voter, I respect you immensely. But skins aren't the most important thing about a character, it's their base design. A character's base design has to be appealing while telling you about their personality at only a glance. And out of any Toon, Bassie was voted the one who does it best. I expected Bassie to be high, but not lead the pack in the way she did. Her design is great though, so it's no wonder she ended up here. But what about second and third place? Well, when I said your vote matters, I meant it. Between Yada and Dial, one won out the other by only 1 vote. With 105 votes as opposed to 104, Dial gets second place, with Yada falling in third. The least voted Toons here are pretty interesting too. 4 Toons received less than 10 votes: Poppy, Cole, Brightney, and Toodles, with Toodles having the least at only 5. These designs don't stand out super well in the grand scheme of things, so I can see why they're low, but man, justice for Cole. Put Eggson down there. You know where Eggson is down, along with Brightney, with only 1 vote, in the best twisted design category, where they only have 1 vote each. A twisted design is almost as important as a character's base design, as they can give hints into what broke a character's psyche. Knowing what we know about Bobette, it's no surprise to me she ended up in first. Her twisted form calls back to the fall that led her to breaking in the first place with the star sticking out of her head. I absolutely adore this design, and I'm glad to see it win. The other 2 holiday mains, with Gordy in second and Bassie in third, also ended up sweeping the favorite twisted by design category. It's interesting to note that Twisted Poppy is actually the only Toon out of the last 2 categories to receive no votes. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. What skin does the community believe to be the best in all of Dandy's World? Out of 141 skins, excluding vintages, 67 received at least 1 vote. So, which climbed to the top? We'll go through the top 5. Tied for 5th/4th, I'll just count them for 2 slots, it's good old Shelly Vision. Dino Snore Shelly and Showtime V both land here, which is a testament to 2 things. First of all, just how well Dino Snore has held up despite being a skin that released in the first ever skin batch, and second of all, how much of an improvement Showtime is on V's base design. To what should be no one's surprise, another Showtime skin ends up in third, but whose it is might shock you. Showtime R&D ends up in third, which is, it's deserved, but just shocking to me. It's a great take on R&D's base design, but probably my personal least favorite from the pack. I mean, the whole pack is incredible, don't get me wrong. Part of me expected the other two to score higher than this. And yeah, I mean too, because Showtime actually swept the majority of the top 5. Showtime Louie, my favorite skin, actually got second. I'm disappointed in you all. It should have been first, and nobody should have voted any other skin. It's a much better take on Louie's base design, actually turning him into a clown. They gave him a nose. He looks so perfect. Why wasn't this his base design? He's so ugly. I'm sorry to the 29 Louis voters for favorite base design. I was honestly shocked, mostly due to my own bias, that this lost, but a great skin won in return. The best skin in Dandy's world as of 2026. Voted by you is North Star Astro. I guess my Christmas video thumbnail isn't clickbait anymore. I'm kind of surprised this won over something more expensive, but I can't say it doesn't deserve it. It's genuinely just a better take on Astro's design as a whole. Something I wish his base design was closer to. It's so nice to look at. I can see why you all loved it so much. Or at least a good chunk of you. So, what surprised you on this list? Was something higher or lower than you expected? I'd love to hear your thoughts on these rankings in the comments below, and I hope to be back next year with a bigger poll. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing or joining my membership. Any little bit helps. I'll see you next time with content surrounding the Squirm update. This is Dandelion, signing off. To the 3 of you who voted Quiet Caroler Boxton as your favorite skin, you are lying to yourself. You are under spells, people!